What's going on, Facebook world? So excited to jump online here with my brother Jeremy, who is in town. Let me get this going real quick. And all right, make sure we are live on Facebook. And let's see. Yep, we are live. Here we go. About to share this real quick. If you guys are jumping on tonight, go ahead and share this so we can get this amazing conversation out tonight. So excited about it. Me and Jeremy have been talking throughout the day, and it's always good when you have family in town for Thanksgiving, even though I feel like super full right now. I don't know, man. I think I ate too much. Hey, if you're watching this either in the replay or you're watching live right now, share this. Let me know, how do you feel right now, the day after Thanksgiving? Put in the chat, are you feeling good or are you feeling like you expanded in a not good way? Hey, tonight we wanted to have this conversation. Me and Jeremy have been talking throughout the day about the ability to dream. I know we were talking about when we were younger and were just coming to the kingdom. There was a man that deeply impacted us. His name was Tommy Barnett.
Yep.
And one of the things that he was fascinating at, some of you guys may have heard of him, maybe you guys were impacted, but one of the things he would do is he was an incredible dreamer. He knew how to have big God dreams, and not just have them, but take them through the process and see them come to pass. And we thought about right now, the day that we're living in, you don't hear too many people talking about having dreams. You hear more the opposite, just surviving. I know this hits home because I know me and Des, we have talked, we've been in that season like many other people right now and I know you have too, it's been hard. Like, life is hard. You're just trying to go through the motions. You're just trying to make it to the next step. And what's happening right now is that most people today aren't dreamers, they're survivors. Mm-hmm. And so if this resonates with you, would you put I want to hear in the chat, if this is resonating with you, please put in the chat. And so they're survivors, and that's bills, that's pressure, that's disappointment, it's the routine, and all that slowly kills a part of you that used to believe God could actually do something big through your life. And that was the power of Tommy Barnett. Like, he made God dreams seem like there's an impossibility to it, but it's possible and it could come to pass. And we were driving today in the car, and Jeremy, you said this quote, man, it hit home. First of all, you shared this. If you go on Jeremy's social media feed on Instagram, he shared this Gary Vee quote where Gary Vee was talking about how precious life is. But there was a quote from a book you said that just hit me about our life being like a vapor. I mean, it was powerful, and it had something to do with even dreamers. What are some of those quotes you were talking about? Because I thought it was just fascinating.
That's funny. I can't remember them, but I think where I'm going to start first is I've heard that despair is believing that tomorrow is going to be just like today.
Ooh.
And I think
That's good.
The issue is when there's no hope, when there's no vision, when there's no meaning, when there's no things can get better, and you get stuck in the routine, you get stuck in victimhood, you get stuck in the problems are overwhelming. You can't dream. And honestly, the seasons in my life where I'm stuck, if you ask me to dream, I draw a blank. But in seasons where I'm leaning into the Lord and I have an excitement and a hope about my life, you ask me about a dream, and they'll come to my mind as quickly as I can think of them. So I think there's something here. It's a good litmus check to see if how you're doing in the area of hope and dreaming, depending on how you can articulate the things that you feel are pulling you into the future.
Hey, if you guys are watching this live right now, would you go ahead and share this? I see Joyce Solomon. What's going on, Joyce, all the way from Texas? I didn't really start dreaming until recently. Come on, Joyce. This is what we're talking about. Jeremy, one of the things you said, you're coaching a couple right now. I'm not going to share their names because of privacy. But one of the things you said was that you had this couple write 100 dreams down. And something fascinating hit you. Would you share about that? Because I thought that rocked me too.
Well, it wasn't something that originated with me, and it's things that I have learned at Bethel and BSSM over the years, just the power of dreaming. I know Bill Johnson has a book called Dreaming with God. Yeah. There was a book called Dream Culture. I can't remember who wrote that book.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
Something that's really challenging. I remember years ago I was asked to write 100 dreams, and I was in a bad season. I got to 23. Like, I couldn't even dream in the 30s, let alone get 100. But it's been something that we've done over the years with just our students at BSSM. And I'm mentoring this couple that's in Germany right now. and we were talking, and for some reason, just that came to my mind of like, hey, I need to challenge them to get unstuck in their minds and start to dream again. And so
That's good.
I had them write their dreams down, gave them about 3 weeks, and I got the pleasure and the honor of reading through both of their dreams, 200 dreams, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I can tell you without exaggeration, it was the highlight of my day. Just, I experienced so much joy, so much childlikeness.
Wow.
So much hope just by hearing other people dream. And it was funny. You could probably summarize all their dreams in probably the 10 dreams.
Wow.
But I think they told me it's been changing their community in Germany because they're having their friends do it as well. And hope is arising in their little friend groups.
Wow. Mm-hmm. See, I think right now the season, as you guys have been following me here on Facebook, I've been having some conversation. There's a couple different things happening right now, and as we're moving in, we're ending 2025 already. That's what's crazy about it. In 1 month, December, coming into 2026 in January, and there's a lot of things happening right now in the spirit, in our nation, in the world, and I think one of the things that we're seeing is this whole thing of exposure right now. Right, probably the last 5 years has been a lot of exposure, both in the secular world and in the church. And as you guys know, I've been having this conversation. Anytime there's a time of exposure, biblically, it was always a time for personal examination, not to throw stones, but to examine ourselves to see areas that we may be weak, that or areas that God is calling and speaking into his discipline with his love that we need to step up in. And then out of that becomes a new empowerment. And I really think that's what's happening right now, is that we're in exposure to examination. And I believe that empowerment, part of that empowerment is the ability to dream right now. Mm-hmm. And I've always said this, Joseph's dream didn't come to pass until there was a recession in the land. Wow. And the thing that happens many times with the Lord, you see, is that when he gives a dream, it usually happens in the least, how do I say this? In a time and circumstance that people least expected. And if you think about Joseph, mm-hmm. right, he has this dream, he's holding on, he goes through this whole process, but it didn't come to pass until there was a recession in the land. And if there's a time where God can actually give birth to dreams right now, it's right now, where mm-hmm. people are just surviving. There's so much hatred in the world. There's so many different battles. There's the financial crisis. Even if you live in California, if you don't live in California, man, it's just been crazy. And so there's just so much trying to grab our attention in the routine. And I just remember growing up, we were talking about earlier, Jeremy, we always believed God had more for us. It was always a belief. But life, as you grow older, has a way of shrinking that. Responsibilities have a way of shrinking that. And we meet people every week who aren't discouraged. They're disconnected from the dream that God placed in them. And I believe that's the time we're in right now, right? Yep. If you've been feeling stuck, tired, or you're living below the potential God put in you, this live tonight is for you. We want to encourage you and have this conversation. And man, what are some thoughts? Why do you think, Jeremy, that right now, because we've both been in it, maybe you have a personal testimony, and I know you've gone through a lot over the years, and man, this guy right here, I got to tell you guys, I have not met a more resilient person who's been able to fight for their joy than this guy right here. And he's been an example and a blessing. But what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about this, the whole topic of dreaming right now as we are in a time of surviving?
Yeah, I think, like I said, dreaming is really a diagnostic of where your heart is and
that's good.
Where your hope is. And shout out to people who are grinding right now, who are not giving up, who are getting up in the morning. There are different seasons where if I got up and I did what I needed to do, that's a victory.
Yeah.
But that's not what God's called you to.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we extend seasons longer than they're supposed to.
Wow.
Because we don't ever change our mindsets, or we don't ever challenge our assumptions. We just think this is the road I'm going to be on forever. And It will be. It will be because your perspective creates that for you. And so I think there's just something really challenging, and I'm seeing it in myself and the people that I'm leading, is that there has to be a vision for tomorrow.
Yeah.
There has to be this hope that things can get better.
Yeah.
There has to be this thing that God has more for you than you white knuckling it till you get to heaven.
So so Gary Vee posted something. You shared it with me. It was powerful. You share that because, man, that hit me hard.
Yeah, I think the reality is he said, we've heard this before, but he pretty much just reminded us that we have one life to live.
Yeah.
One. Whenever that ends, that's it on this planet. Now, thank God we believe in afterlife, and we believe that, there's more. It's a comma, not a period, death. But the reality is we have right now, we have this season, we have what's ahead of us. And there's something about doing something, about dreaming, about not settling and going for it and taking risk. And I think dreaming begins to unravel this whole thing in your life that can turn into a beautiful outcome. Good. And I think that's just the challenge, is that you literally have one life. I heard someone recently say, which was kind of sad to hear, but it's true. I think if you live to the age of 77, you only have 4,000 weeks.
See, that stuff like that, man.
Weeks.
Oh, man.
And I think sometimes because, I don't know, there's a lot of factors. I don't know if I'm going to go down that path, but I think we buy into the illusion that time is forever.
Yeah.
And not to put pressure on anybody, but I think pressure either does two things. It bursts pipes or makes diamonds. So pressure isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think having this sense of purpose and drive is needed. I think the church has bought into this idea that somehow passivity is a fruit of the Spirit. It's not. It's not a virtue. It's not.
That's good.
It's not a quality that believers should have. And I think we get scared, we get afraid, we get stuck in the moment, we get depressed, whatever that situation is. And I think the Lord is saying today, like, hey, like, look up.
That's good.
Let me give you these dreams again. Let me breathe on these things that maybe have become dead in you.
Wow. Hey, if you guys are watching this live, would you share this so that your friends and family can see this? May be a conversation that might hit right on point. Can't think of a better conversation the day after Thanksgiving, as we head into the new year. We're talking tonight, me and Jeremy, if you just joined us, about the death and resurrection of your dream, and how right now it just seems like the ability to dream has been forfeited, right? Because of the times we're living in right now, where people are just trying to survive. And let's be real. Let's name the real battle, right? Tonight, people aren't lazy; they're overwhelmed, right? They're not unmotivated; they're under dreaming. Somewhere between responsibility and reality, people trade big faith for small survival, right? But Scripture does not call us to survive. You just hit this. It calls us to see. Right, the ability to see, right, gives hope. Right, Proverbs 29:18 says it this way. It says, "Without vision, people perish." Right, and it's hard not to connect vision to dream. And I know this is so hard for me because I'm just going to be real with you guys. The last couple of years, I have just been struggling just to survive, just surviving. Right, I've been in survival mode, and I know that. Yeah. That's why this hits home right now, and I just feel like, probably the last month or so, the Lord has really resurrected some dreams, resurrected some things, and some clear vision to start running hard. And that's the thing, man. I think most people feel stuck. I talk to so many people right now, and the number one thing when I am doing coaching and consulting and just having conversation with leaders and is that most of them feel stuck or don't have clarity. And those really go hand in hand, right? If you think about Proverbs 29:18, that word perish in Hebrew means to cast off restraint, to live without direction. Survival mode is literally the condition of life without vision. I'm going to say it again. Survival mode is literally the condition of life without vision. See, vision gives discipline, vision gives direction, vision gives energy. You don't need more motivation. You need a God dream that makes discipline natural. And that's what we want to talk about tonight, about this whole thing about dreaming. Matter of fact, if you guys can put in the comments or in the chat, where is your ability to dream? Have you feel like you've lost it? Do you feel like You're just surviving right now? Do you feel like it's hard to see past tomorrow? Do you feel like you have no clarity? Do you feel like you're stuck? I'd like to hear from you guys in the chat. Why dreams die? Let's talk about that. All right, dreams don't die because they're impossible, because we serve the God who can do the impossible. Dreams die because of delay, disappointment, distraction, discouragement, disbelief. The demands, like we're talking about tonight, probably the biggest one, demands of everyday survival, right? Mm-hmm. And the demands are there. The responsibilities, you got to do them, right? And the biggest lie the enemy tells people, if it was God, it wouldn't be this hard. Many people, I feel like, give up on their dreams because they get hard. But that's not what Scripture teaches, right? Genesis 37 through 50, the life of Joseph, right? Joseph didn't go from dream to the throne. He went from dream, pit, prison, process, palace, right? And the dream was real. The process was necessary. In the comment, oh, this is so good. Come on, Amelia. Awesome, awesome. Joyce, Matt, funny thing is several months ago, I heard your name associated with transition. Yeah, that is so true. So true. But what do you think? What's some wisdom? What's been working for you? I know we've talked about this. We've been in similar season, different circumstances, but it's been interesting. Mm-hmm. It's been interesting just to even just, I think there's the whole, you said earlier, there's dream, there's hope. These are all connected, faith. I think all these things right now, like it's like all the basics are being challenged right now.
Yeah, I mean, as I'm thinking though, I think especially in the charismatic movement.
Oh, here we go. Come on.
I think people are waiting for a prophetic word to move forward. But God doesn't just speak through "Thus saith the Lord."
Let's go.
Or somebody calling you out in a service.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we need to realize that His Spirit is inside of us, and He's speaking things to us. And
let's go.
I was really challenged. There's a quote I thought about right before we jumped on. It's by Augustine.
Okay.
So he wrote Confessions. He wrote City on. I think it was called City on the Hill. I forget the name of the book, but essentially he's a church father around 400, pastor in Africa. Right? He says this. He says, "Love God and do what you want." And that sounds scary to people, but what is he saying? He goes, if you really love God, that love is going to transform you, the way you think, the way you see, the way you live, and the way you dream. And I think a lot of times we're waiting for direction to come from an external source, rather than believing that the Spirit of God that is inside of us can speak to us and lead us and cause us to step into things that we wouldn't otherwise. And so I think there's something about not only receiving the words when they come, but not being in this posture where you can't move. I think we've idealized the prophetic because we want guarantees.
Wow.
Because we actually want certainty. That's what we want. That's what we're craving. We're craving something guaranteed. And if we think we can wait for that word to come, it's going to guarantee. And honestly, I think dreams and prophetic words, they're not contracts.
Yeah.
You're not at T-Mobile signing a 2-year agreement on a new phone. Like, they're invitations to walk with the Lord into realms that you wouldn't walk into without His leading. And I just think, like, we got to get out of this, like, oh, it's a contract or it's a guarantee. No. It's an invitation to know God and to be changed by God, and for you to believe that tomorrow when He meets you, there's going to be something waiting for you because He is good.
Bro, I think you're right on. I think sometimes we are in the charismatic movement, we're waiting. I think we've been primed, and I think there's this tension. We've been primed through obedience. And so I know this has been for like you wait for God to speak and then you're obedient. But I think the hardest thing in a believer's life is stepping out and then meeting God after you step out. Mm-hmm. Right? And I love what you're saying, because that's Abraham. We're in an Abraham moment, right? Even though God said, hey, I'm going to take you to the land that you've never been, he still had to go and leave everything, right? Mm-hmm. But it's one thing. I mean, if you think about it, let's picture this. If Abraham's story happened in today's life in a charismatic aspect, I don't know if he would have stepped out, because of the fact that, I think like what you're saying hits on the head, is the fact that we're waiting for God to give us, thus said the Lord, do this, and then it's easier to obey. But maybe this hits a bigger issue. Maybe we have not built the maturity or the faith in the belief of us to actually accomplish something.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Totally. You know what I'm saying? Like if God speaks, then I know He's going to do it, so I'll just step out. But what if He's waiting on us to do something, and we're like, it's hitting a bigger issue, like, whether it's our insecurities or the things that, like, man, that are stopping us, and He's just waiting for us to just take the first step, and He won't meet us there, right? And I think about that so many times, and I think you hit something, man. You hit something when you said that, man. It's interesting. How many of you guys who've grown up maybe in Pentecostal or charismatic church that resonates with you? Put in the comments. We'd love to hear. I know. Hold on real quick. Got a comment right here. Maggie, I'm going through an extremely hard season, but God is still giving me dreams. Come on, let's go. Well, we just pray for you right now. We just pray for great grace would come upon you in this hard season, and that praise God that you have the ability to dream. Come on, thank you so much. This is awesome. Thanks for joining, Amelia, the live. If you guys want to share the live as we have this conversation, me and Jeremy. I think also, okay, Joyce, what'd she say? I felt like I was to do a YouTube channel to speak encouraging words to people. Well, terrifying as it is, I have one, Musing with Joy. Come on, Musing with Joy. That is awesome. That's so awesome. Wow. Man. This hits home. Yeah, I lost my father. He was a man of God. Right now, I'm finding it difficult to do. Well, we pray for you right now. We just pray. Loss is always hard. And we just pray for you and your family right now. Father God, just be with my brother right now. Let great grace come upon him. Lord, I know in times of difficulty, that's where you are the closest. And Holy Spirit, I thank you that you are the comfort. I pray you bring comfort to my brother in Jesus' name. Wow. So, resurrecting dreams. Oh man, I'm like, I'm stuck right now because you said something about the charismatic movement. It got me thinking. So I'm trying to talk at the same time. I'm like having all these thoughts. This is so cool. Well, we understand that. Hey, we're talking about dreaming, not daydreaming. Big difference, right? Because there is a lot of people out there who are in the church and maybe you've met them. They're big daydreamers. Nothing bad, but we're talking about actually dreams, right? Dreams are a manifestation, right? We're not talking about daydreams, positive ideas, positive vibes. This isn't dreaming for ego or status. We're talking about biblical dreaming, partnership with God's intention for your life, the ability to have big dreams right now, right? Acts 2:17, it talks about in the last days, pours Spirit of all flesh, and the ability that when he pours out his Spirit, there's an aspect of people getting dreams, right?
I think it's interesting, even as you quote that, it says that old men would dream dreams. Yep. But isn't it funny, as the older you get, the harder it is for you to dream?
Oh, man, let's go.
Honestly, like, I've never even thought of that until you quoted that verse and we're talking about this topic, is that, to me, that's God saying, I have something for everyone.
Yeah.
Right? The young and the old. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, I still have a tomorrow for you.
Yeah. What's up, Quincy? Went to high school together. Man, I'm glad this helped you, Quince. And, hey, if I could just pray for you, Quincy. Hey, I believe God speaks to people. I saw your name come up, Quincy, and I felt like the Lord wanted me to encourage you and tell you, you're a great father. You're a great father. You're a great father. And he's placed something within you. He's placed a gifting to be able to be a father to the fatherless. And I see young people being drawn to you in this next season. I saw you like mentoring them. Matter of fact, I saw like a clipboard in your hand and a whistle around your neck, Quincy. And I saw the Lord begin to set up opportunities for you to invest in the next generation, especially as a father to the fatherless. Like, I just saw you mentoring, and there is some aspect of this as we even bring in some provision. So I don't even know what you do. It's been a minute since we've connected, Quincy, but man, I'm glad we can help. If that makes sense to you, man, I'd love to hear some feedback. But I really felt like the Lord was really wanted to point out that you are an amazing father. You're an amazing father, and that you literally have this ability to be a father to the fatherless. And I see this gifting and this strength on you, man. So I hope this blesses you. But shoot, I mean, we're talking about this. This is so good. I never thought about that. So I mean, old men dream dreams. That makes sense because I thought about I'm thinking about right now. When I was younger, man, I used to have big old dreams, right? Mm-hmm. It's like and then we were younger, we go to, get around Tommy Burnett, you had these big dreams, right? But the older I've gotten, the more responsibilities you have, right? You begin to lose that ability to dream. Mm-hmm. And that's so interesting that he puts in Acts 2:17 that old men gained the ability to dream again. Mm-hmm. Man, that just like that like because I'm about to turn 48, so I feel like I'm in that old man situation. At least my kids tell me that, right? So man, that no, it's so good. And dreaming is spiritual inheritance, right? This isn't emotional hype. And I hope tonight, one of the reasons we wanted to come on is we wanted to inspire and encourage people and just let them know, hey, this is something God's put in our heart. Hey, this is a season to have big dreams again, to dream really, really big. And you can't let what's happening around you, you can't have, let people, you're always going to have haters. Always going to have naysayers. Mm-hmm. Anytime we've ever done something online, I'll get comments or posts, but and it's so funny because we had a spiritual father say this, and it's always been a value. I like it the way I'm doing it than the way you're not doing it.
Shout out.
Right? That's right. And I think that's the issue when it comes to haters. At least you're doing something. People are always going to hate. They're always going to be discouragers, right? But you can't let the discouragement around you stop you from actually stepping out and doing what God's called you to do, is put in your heart, or just that dream that you have, right? The ability to dream. You said, I'm trying to remember that quote. You said it earlier.
I just remember what it is.
Yeah, Duke, you got to say that, because this is really where it sparked that conversation. I thought that quote was fire, man.
I found this the book's called Spark. It's an introduction. I can't remember who wrote the introduction. It was different than the author, but the book's called Spark. It says, there are plenty of dreamers in this world who have never honored their ideas with effort. There are plenty of dreamers in this world who have never honored their ideas with effort. Yeah, and Napoleon Hill in his book, what's it called? Think and Grow Rich. He says the practical dreamers have always been and will always be the pattern makers of society. I butchered that. The practical dreamers have always been and will always be the pattern makers of society.
Wow. Quincy, man, thank you for sharing that. Just shed light on what's next, on opportunity to coach, and just let me know it's mine in Jesus' name. Come on, let's go, Quincy, man. Mm-hmm. I'm rooting you on, man, and I want to hear where you're going to be coaching that, man. That is awesome. So, man, I got my mind thinking, right? The ability to dream, and it's interesting. Jeremy said spark, because I wanted to give you guys something practical tonight. Whenever we come out, we want to be able to bring some practicals and share some things with you guys. And so I have this whole acronym SPARK, right? We're talking ability to dream again, and it's it's acronym. So SPARK, the S means see again, see it again. You must recover the vision. If you can't see it, you can't step into it, right? That's why the Bible is filled. And let me break something down right now. Your ability to dream is not in your ability alone to just do this alone, right? You have to be able to see, right? And what's happening right now is that part of seeing, I believe, is connected to looking, okay? Because even though I use the word see it again, what I'm talking about is let's look, let's be intentional, because seeing, I could just see what's happening in front of me. But when I'm looking, I'm intentional, right? And I think a lot of people are seeing, but they're not looking right now.
Yep. There was a great rap line. I don't know if Jay-Z said it or not yet. We're quoting Jay-Z on this live. He says, I'm not looking at you, I'm looking past you. Ooh. And I think sometimes we see what's in front of us and we don't see what's beyond that. And I think that's what we're talking about is, I'm not going to deny what's in front of me, but that's not the end of my life or the end of my road. I actually see something that's past what's in front of me.
Come on. I love that. So how do we start dreaming again? Well, first, it's whole acronym SPARK, right? See again. Active looking, not passive seeing, active looking. We got to start there. And then prophesy into it. What do you mean by that? Speak it. Speak the thing God showed you. Speak it out. Make it a declaration. Remember Ezekiel, his whole prophetic encounter with the Lord. Ezekiel didn't see bones rise until he spoke. right? That's an aspect of the kingdom. God's asking you, okay, what are you looking for? Now speak it. Like, let's speak it. And we're not talking about some new age guru stuff. I'm talking about, hey, you have the creator of the world living inside of you. How did he create? He create by speaking. So if he's in you and there's a creative ability in you because you're created in image and likeness, then if you're in his image and likeness, you have the ability to speak things so powerfully that things begin to take place. So you have to be able to do that. So prophesy into it. Next thing, align your life with it, right? Dream again. Your habits, your relationship, your focus must match the dream. If the dream you have and your habits, your relationship focus aren't matching, step them up. Work on that process because alignment always precedes assignment, right? Begin to align the practical, everyday things you can do. The R, resist the resistance, right? You're going to have haters. You're going to have people, doubters. You're always going to have doubters. But, one of the things I love is a story of Samuel being birthed, right? His mom. Why did I just lose her name? Hannah. I call it the Hannah principle. I believe Hannah wouldn't have been able to give birth if she didn't have the biggest doubters saying, no, it's not going to happen. Right?
Yep.
And I believe sometimes what happens, we need that in our life to develop the resistance and maturity we need for what's next. And so, resist the resistance. The enemy fights what he's threatened by, right? Resistance is proof the dream is real, right? If you have some resistance, it's real. Joseph had the dream. How much resistance did he have? A whole lot. He got thrown in. He got accused of something he didn't do, thrown into prison, and then he makes friends with a baker and a butler who get out of prison and forget about him. I mean, talk about having a bad day, a bad year, a bad 30 years or so, right? But you got to resist the resistance. And then the K stands for keep moving forward. Momentum is built in motion, not perfection. And I think this stops so many times. It stops people so many times from doing anything in life, whether they're trying to do a YouTube channel like Joyce said, or anything online. It's like everything has to be perfect. I've dealt with that. But I'm realizing momentum is built in motion, not perfection. You just got to get started. You got to get started. I learned this the hard way this year. January, I started working out. And what changed for me, I used to look for motivation to build discipline. And I realized I did a whole study on the brain. And the way God created your brain, scientists have proven that your brain actually gets motivated when it sees results. And so what we're doing, we're waiting to get motivated to do something when if you actually step out in discipline and do something, motivation actually comes after. So motivation is the thing that gets you started. Motivation is the thing that keeps you going. And it happens after seeing results. So for some of you guys are waiting for motivation to start the dream. No, you need discipline, get started, and get some victories and watch the motivation kick in. Momentum is built in motion, not perfection. If you move, God multiplies.
Come on. That's right.
So get a spark. Dreaming right now starts with a spark. Right? See it again. Prophesy. Align your life with it. Resist the resistance and keep moving forward.
Come on, so good.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not trying to put dreams in the place. We're not trying to put dreams on the throne of our heart.
Yeah.
What we're saying is you need a little leverage in your life.
Yeah,
you're stuck.
That's good.
You can't get out. You can't see beyond today. And honestly, I think this challenge of writing 100 dreams is not a contract between you and the Lord of like, you have to do this now. It's just actually letting a spark create inside of you that you can actually begin to believe with God that there is something for you on the other side of what you're going through. Right? And I think that is what's important. And I think write your dreams down and then sit with them. Yeah. Find some themes, find some clarity, find some similarities. Let the Lord speak to you. And then maybe a couple get highlighted. Who knows? Maybe half of them come true. It's not we're focusing on the dreams. It's important to believe that you have a say in tomorrow. Yeah. We're not fatalists. Yeah. Right? We don't believe that God's sovereignty is the king of everything. He invites us to co-labor with him and co-dream with him and be a part of what he's doing. And so I think he uses our brain, he uses our desires, he uses our emotions, he uses our dreams in service to what he wants to do. Come on. And honestly, like I think Tim Keller said this. He said, "Aren't you glad that God answers your prayers based on what he knows, not what on you know, not what on you know?" And I think there's something deep right now in this of saying,
Amelia.
hey,
Come on.
I want to dream with the Lord. I want to be honest. I want to be vulnerable before him. I want to take this task with him and then let him speak through this. And then that's when the prophetic comes. And then that's when the action steps come. And that's when all you start seeing him move without even you doing anything too. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we undervalue his work in our life.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to say now there's 100 things you have to do now. There's not 100 responsibilities now. No, just let this be the first step. Admit where you're at. Yeah. Admit you need help, and let the Lord speak to you in dreams.
Come on.
So that this is one of the ways he can get you unstuck and moving forward.
Yeah.
And just a great time right before the end of the year that you wouldn't need to have some resolutions in 30 days, but you could actually have some momentum in your life because you're letting the Lord redeem.
Oh, that's a good word. You don't need resolutions. You need momentum. That's good.
And speak so that you can have a direction moving forward and idea and some clarity. So,
hey, if this is helping you tonight, whether you're watching this live or you're watching a replay, I want you to type, if you're ready to dream again, I want you to type in the comments, I'm dreaming again. Because tonight, this isn't hype, it's agreement. Because the moment you come to agreement, heaven comes into alignment for you, right? So I want to know, if this is helping you, are you ready to dream again? Put in there. And I want to tell you this, I'm going on the dream journey. I got some big dreams. And then this next year, you're going to watch me, if you're following us online or following our community on our website or in our newsletter, you're going to see us, me and Des, we're stepping into some dreams. And so we're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to watch this. Then we get to cheer each other on because we want to hear about your dreams as we're pursuing our dreams. And I'm excited because I believe this next year is a year of dreaming. And you guys get a backstage pass, right? Some things I'm starting. One of the things I'm dreaming about already is coming up next Saturday. I'm doing a word of knowledge workshop because I have a dream to activate, right? 100,000 people in the gift of word of knowledge.
Come on.
100,000 people. 100,000 people walking in the gift of word of knowledge where they're actually making an impact in society. They're getting divine intelligence. And I have this dream. So part of this dream is doing these workshops, is stepping out. And so this dream's happening. You guys see me, some of you guys have been seeing me promote this. I want to activate that within people's lives. And I know that there are gifts that people, that there are gifts and there are gift tools, talents that we have that God's given us. And because we have that, we get to share that. First of all, I understand any gift I have, I'm called to be a steward, right? Because it's a gift. It means it was given to me, right? And I think that's the problem many times is that people are not walking in stewardship. They're in ownership. And I know you got to own something, but when I'm not talking about that, if you have a talent, you have a gift, you can develop that, but it was given to you. That means it was a gift. And so you have to steward that. And so what I want to do is I want to steward this gift, but I want to steward it by activating people. Freely you receive, freely give away, right? So that's where we're activating this. And some of you guys, you know, I want to say this. I believe some of you have let fear freeze your future.
Come on.
Some of you have let survival steal your imagination. But I hear the Lord saying tonight, I made you for more than just maintaining. I made you for multiplying. And God is wanting to reignite vision and dreams tonight. That's why we want to get Vince Carter. What's going on, my boy? Talk about a dreamer, man. Hey, Vince, you know what I love? You inspire me, man. I'm watching what you're doing here in Stockton with the young people. And man, oh man, I can start crying right now, man, because I've seen your life, man. Growing up playing baseball, right? And man, to see what you're doing in our community is amazing, man. My hat's off to you, man. And it's so awesome to see somebody who has God in their life and also wanting to see things happen. And so, man, you are an inspiration. Vince, keep going for it, my man, and we got to connect here soon. But I want to just encourage you guys, dream big right now in our world, right? I believe the next season we're coming into are going to be led by dreamers and creatives. And that's what's happening right now. Dreamers and creatives right now, because we've come into, and this is a whole other topic, but we've come into a society where artificial intelligence is taking off. And I believe AI can help accelerate maybe some behind the scenes stuff, but it can't dream for you. It doesn't have your gifts. It doesn't have your talents, right? And what's happening right now, it's being set up right now, is there's this whole fear I'm going to lose my job. I believe dreamers and creatives aren't going to lose their jobs. I actually believe they're going to actually be the ones who succeed in this new era. And that's why we have to be able to learn how to dream right now, to gain that ability to dream right now. And so we're going after this. I know we've been talking about it. I mean, I feel inspired. I'm ready to go hit the gym again, huh? Oh, man. But we want to tonight just we're going to close here in a few and pray over you guys. Please share this if this has helped anybody. We just felt like we needed to get on here and talk about getting out of survivor mode, right? There's so many people surviving right now. Mm-hmm. And you know what else it inspires me? Is we start off talking about a man who inspired us, Tommy Barnett, right? He was a big dreamer. But think about this. When you actually start dreaming and activating your dream and walking your dream, of course you're going to have haters, but you also have a lot of people you inspire. And maybe right now, that's what's needed is dreamers to rise to the occasion so they can inspire people in a season of so much hate and a season of so much conflict. Yep. And here's another thing. If you're actually busy in your dream, you ain't got time to hate. You ain't got time to fight. You know, I think survivors fight. Matter of fact, if you're in survivor mode, you're fighting for everything. Mm-hmm. Because survivors act like orphans.
That's right.
And maybe that's the issue of our day, is that the church has not come into its lampstand because we're surviving like orphans, fighting everything rather than doing our assignment to dream right now.
That's right. So good.
But you have any last thoughts?
Man, this feels prophetic. I was looking through some stuff on my phone, and I feel like there's someone on this that's either going to watch this now or even a few of you. It's a football phrase, but it says so close like 4th and inches. And honestly, like I feel like there's some people that are a lot closer to this new season than they think they are. And honestly, I just want to release that. And then, you know what? A couple things. I saw something on social media. It's so funny. Maybe the algorithm is like starting to get anointed because I feel like I'm getting challenged by a few different posts. But it said 100 years from now, 700 billion people on the planet will be dead. You are so concerned about what they think.
Wow.
But it's not going to matter in 100 years.
And
I just felt like, you're right. Like, we're so worried about the eyes and the opinions and people's thoughts towards us that it paralyzes us. And I think two other things, too. Like, we've always said, what would you do if you were 100 times more courageous? Which I think that's a word. But what would you do if you knew you were 100 times more loved?
Wow.
I think sometimes we separate like the future and faith and stepping out as though it's devoid from understanding that we're loved children.
That's good.
Right? That we celebrate children when they step out and when they take risk. Obviously, not dangerous, but parents be like that sometimes. But I think there's something about our understanding that God is our Father.
Yeah.
And every good and perfect gift comes from above.
Come on.
That is the truth.
That's so good.
And I think even the dreams that he places in our hearts.
That's so good.
Right? Is the process of him leading us in love.
Yeah.
And so I just think those are a couple thoughts, final thoughts.
Wow. Hey, once again, if you're just jumping on, I want to know if you're ready to dream again, put it in the comments. You're ready to dream again. I believe, Jeremy was saying, I even have a word. I feel like some of you guys watching today, I feel like you're coming into a season where you're going to see old dreams come to pass and new dreams realized. Mm-hmm. And I believe, and I've received that for me, I believe that's a word that God is really speaking to me. And as I told you guys, this in 2026, I want to give you a personal backstage pass as I'm stepping out in some dreams. You're going to start seeing me as you guys already start seeing more stuff on social media and some things that I'm putting to the ground. And let's do this together. I want to know. I want to hear about you guys. I know I'm stepping out in some things I've never stepped out before. You're going to even see, and some of you guys will see this, you're going to start seeing a change in some of the things that I've been pursuing that are going to go into another realm. And so you're going to be a part of that. I don't want to say too much now because I'm gearing up to do this, but you're going to see a behind the scenes dream. And part of that dream right now, as you guys said, I have a God dream to activate over 100,000. I like to start at 100,000, but we could do more. Over 100,000 people in recognizing the voice of God, in operating in the spiritual gift of the word of knowledge. That's why I'm putting on that workshop next Saturday. Today's the last day for the Black Friday sale for that. So if this is hitting you, you want to get activated in that too. I'll make that know. I'll put the comment, or I'll put the link in the bio, or the link in the comments. I'm sorry, we're not on Instagram. Link in the comments. And, I'm doing a workshop called Treasure of the Heart, Unlocking the Gifted Word of Knowledge. It's really where divine intelligence comes from, right? In the day of AI, we don't need artificial intelligence. You need divine intelligence.
Come on, that's the word.
And I believe divine intelligence is available to every believer. If you guys have seen, I put up just a raw post the other day. It's a video. I was literally just in the backyard mowing the lawn, and out of nowhere, I had been seeking the Lord about just a problem I had. I needed a solution, a creative solution for a problem I have for something I'm launching. And I wasn't in church, wasn't at an altar, wasn't on Chat GPT looking for a strategy. I was just mowing along, and out of nowhere in my heart, God just gave me the answer I was looking for. I was able to put some things into play. And I got to tell you what, that's divine intelligence. And most people have access to it. They're either not aware they have access to it because it's the Holy Spirit, right? Or they've not been trained. And that's what I want to do next week, is train how to tap into divine intelligence, walking with the Holy Spirit, accessing the gift of word of knowledge. This workshop is going to help you to discern God's voice with confidence, move from guessing to God-given precision, activate you in hearing, testing, and sharing what God shows you, and gives you tools so your dream isn't just emotional hype, but spirit-led direction. So that's something you want to be a part of. Tonight, midnight, is the last night for the last day for the Black Friday sale. So make sure to check that out. Link will be in the comments. I'll put it up there right now. Any last things you want to say, Jeremy?
Yeah. So we challenge you to write down 100 dreams.
Come on.
You can put it on your notes on your phone. You can get the old school journal out, write them down. You can open up a word sheet. It doesn't matter. But 100 dreams. And I want you to practice something. Don't criticize, don't judge, don't hate.
Come on.
Just write.
Come on.
Because I think for some people, the enemy is going to try to take you out before you even get to 100 dreams, because of just the negative thoughts that sometimes run through our heads that keep us from going out and going after it. And then here's another thing though. One thing, like don't pray you win don't write down I hope you win the lottery. Like, I think one of the most impactful dreams, I will share this and I'm sure he'd be okay with it. The couple in Germany, he said he wanted to be so healthy that he could run and play with his grandkids.
Wow.
Right? This is about legacy. It's not just about
That's good.
Instant gratification or some desire that I have, which I do believe in sanctified desires. And I do believe that if you delight yourself in the Lord, love God, do what you want, right? He will give you desires of your heart. And so he's not disconnected from this process. Yeah. And then just let that be the first step that gets you unstuck.
Yeah. Wow. Come on. Somebody put Stockton. Yeah, we live from Stockton right now. Stockton's in the house. Luke, guys, if this has helped you, would you please share this actual live right now? Also, if you want to see the replay, this is on our YouTube channel. This is being streamed right now to our YouTube channel. You could actually watch it on there. It's the Matt and Des Experience. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me on here. We're going to be doing a lot more. We're relaunching our podcast here soon, so be on the lookout for that. And Shauna, talk about a dreamer. She's doing amazing things in the education world. Shauna, we got to connect. Yes, legacy. I love that. Come on. Let's go. Aaron Parker, what is going on, my man? I love that. Dreaming again, celebrate progress, not perfection. Let's go. So many people getting on, man. I'm so glad this is helping you guys. Please share this. We want to get this word out. We believe this is a word from God for this season we're stepping in, especially for 2026. Let's dream again. Let's dream really, really big. And also, I'll put after this live is over, I'll put in the comments if you want the registration link, or you can just message me. Black Friday sale is over at midnight tonight. And man, and then also put in the comments, you want me and Jeremy to do some more stuff online. I'll pull this guy in. I know he's down from Reading, but we can jump on some Zoom. If you guys feel like he's blessed you and we've blessed you together, we've talked about doing some, like a brother podcast.
That's one of the dreams, right?
Yeah, with all the brothers. So we got to get that going. Either a brothers podcast or a brothers comedy show. I don't know, or both, maybe.
we can open with the comedy and then get to the content.
There we go. Hey, guys, love you guys. Have a great Friday night and a great weekend, and we'll be jumping on here again soon. Peace.